Alright, after the stress of the last episode, this should be a fairly nice and relaxed episode. What we have to do now is head to the Hylian Lake. Lake Hylia, sorry. One of the big things that we're going to be doing in this episode is getting the 4th bottle. We're going to be tackling the big Poe hunting quest, the Poe hunting side quest. One of the things we're doing here is collecting a new power-up. A kind of, well, not a power-up, a kind of song. It's going to be the Scarecrow song. And it was a tune that we recorded before we were an adult. And we go to this guy here, the Scarecrow. And if we play him our old melody, we're granted with a power-up, a new song. We played a really simple one before, so this way we don't get confused when we try and play it. Because if you try and play a really complex Scarecrow song, you most likely forget it. It's funny because I always wanted the Scarecrow himself to be wandering around and to be called out when you play him, but it's his buddy Pierre. It's not the actual Scarecrow himself. it's the Scarecrow's buddy. Right, now we've got the Scarecrow song, and this is going to be very important for getting some critical treasures in this game, like heart pieces and gold sculptures. Without it, we won't be able to complete the game 100%, which is what we're aiming for, basically. 100% in all the ways that matter. Like I've recorded most of this game already because this is a post commentary, obviously. And I haven't been able to get the last quiver upgrade in the Gerudo training grounds. Alright, so we just transitioned to coming to the Hyrule Castle, or what is Ganon's castle now. And we're going to head through and we're going to return to the Temple of Time. Gonna break on through to the other side, as it were. Right, there's the Temple of Time. Luckily the Temple of Time is still standing. I wonder why Ganon hasn't crushed it yet. Maybe it's because it's the source of all his power. He seems to have destroyed most everything else in the world. Okay, we head through to the Temple of Time. It's a very nice and clean place, actually. I wonder who cleans it. And as you can see, Sheik is still there. Now we've completed the first temple, I'm pretty sure Sheik has something to say to us. Alright, a new song. The Prelude of Light. It's quite a beautiful song, isn't it? I know Koji Kondo had a lot of trouble trying to compose songs with such limited notes. I think he did a really good job, you know, creating something like 12 songs, or was it 18 songs? Six normal songs and then 6 temple-based songs. well, even more spectacular inside the Temple of Time. Right, first thing we have to do now is leave the Temple of Time. We've completed everything that we need to for this particular event. Right, then we need to come to Kakariko Village to do a special shooting challenge. By doing this shooting challenge, we will increase our arrow quiver, which is something that we absolutely have to do, given what we're about to do. Shooting pose, that is. You will be shooting pose on horseback, actually, which means that we need a lot of arrows. It's a very difficult thing to do. When I was editing this, I thought I'd have to do a lot of skipping because I thought I would make lots of mistakes. Turns out I got it right the first time. Yeah, this controller has a huge dead zone. I'm gonna need a better one for the Gerudo training grounds. Alright, we managed to do it. This increases our quiver by 10, which is really, really important for the Big Po hunting side quest. That was definitely worth the money that we paid. I think we might have completed the 50 gold sculptures. Yeah, we have 53 now. I think we started with 46 before we went into the dungeon. We picked up quite a few. Alright, let's go pick up our prize. I wonder what we get at this particular stage. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty important, actually. You can see why it's important to collect gold sculptures, because they allow you to complete the rest of the game. There's one still under the curse. That's the last one that we have to break the curse on. That's going to take a good 50 gold sculptures. Alright, we're now outside Hyrule Field, or outside Kakariko Village in Hyrule Field. And what we have to do is we have to set these fairies free. We're going to be filling up these bottles with Poes. I don't empty all of the bottles, I only empty 2 at a time. But don't worry. Even though the rest of this episode will be taken up hunting Poes, I promise you it won't be boring. There's lots of cutting, lots of jump cutting done. So we can basically make it through this episode in one piece. It's actually very frustrating completing this side quest in real person, in real life, because there's a lot of waiting involved, and there's a lot of really careful, finicky movements that you have to perform as a character, especially the second Po, which is near Kakariko Village, near that kind of that cliff face. Okay, so here's the first Po. We saw this Po before, but this is a different direction. Okay, we didn't get it that time. Wasted 6 arrows. Alright, this is us getting it the second time. Whoop. Alright, we did it. We got it. Right, that's the first Po. I think we cut to the second Po pretty soon. Right, this is the second Po. This is a very difficult Po to get. This took me a good hour. I became very fed up, But this is how you do it. This is us getting it. I think this is us failing the first time. We actually have to pull back quite a bit. I think I show you a bit more of this than I thought I did. It probably wasn't necessary. There doesn't seem to be any way to re-holster your arrow once you've strung it into the bow. So you end up wasting it the moment you press B. You have to shoot it. That's how difficult this Poe is. It's really, really quick. You have to have very, very quick reflexes. It pops up really quickly. Right, this is the time that I get it. This took me a good hour, hour and a half. It took a really long time. You basically have to wait for it to come up against the wall and stay in one place, otherwise it kind of veers off to the right or veers off to the left. I can't tell you how happy I was to get this Poe. It was ridiculous. It took so long. It's probably one of the hardest events to complete in the game. Right, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to head to the ghost shop. Right, this is us going to the ghost shop. The big Poe shop or something. The old guard tower is now the shop of this spiritual person. Alright, we have 0 points in our card. We have to get out our big Poes. Big Poe. No, I only assigned 1 Poe instead of opening up 2. Alright. This is me having more trouble with my Z targeting. To sell our other Poe now. Okay, there's going to be quite a bit of cutting after this particular sale. So creepy. You'll be a happy man. Right. It should be us returning to the hunting for Poes. The rest of this episode is literally taken up with us hunting Poes in Hyrule Field. Alright, we're now on our horse. The next Poe that you have to get is on this ridge. It's just east of Lon Lon Ranch. Right, that's us taking care of it. Right, make it back to our horse, and we'll do the next jump cut. Right, the next Poe is again east again. It's in the gap in the fence, just as you come to Hyrule Castle the first time. Alright, we caught another Poe. We're all full up now. Time to head back to the Poe shop. The ghost shop. Yeah, so we're a bit more southeast. Just south of where we were catching that last Poe. So there's the ridge that we were on before. Alright, we're back selling again. We're doing great business. We're a very skilled Poe hunter by this stage. Alright, the next Poe is in an area quite far south. It's like southeast. It's just to the east of the entrance to the Kokiri Forest. Right, and that's basically how you take care of this Poe. You have to run from the southernmost border northwards, and the Poe should appear on the edge of the forest. Alright, next jump cut. Right, this is again quite southeast. It's just outside of that forest area that we were in. It's a bit of a weird area to trigger, but it's yeah, halfway between the last two Poes. All right, it's more selling, and this is near the Gerudo Valley. Speeding up the jump cuts now because the repetition can get really boring. Alright, now this one is to the west of the Gerudo Valley. To the east of the Gerudo Valley, in the west, to the west of Lon Lon Ranch. I figured it's not really that important to show you exactly where they are and exactly how to get them and exactly how much effort I put into getting them, because it's a pretty gimmicky side quest. As you can see, we're getting very rich doing this. Alright, this time we're in the very west part of the map. Near the river, just to the west of Hyrule Castle. And this is the very last Poe. It's just at the entrance of Lon Lon Ranch when you ride to the left of that tree there. Alright, the last Poe. Aha, we're a ghost hunter. Excellent, that's exactly what I wanted to become. Yeah, I definitely am thinking about what you promised me. Bottles are worth their weight in gold, I can tell you. Bottles are really useful. This will come in big help towards the end of the game, when we need lots of fairies to revive us when we die. Hopefully we won't die. I haven't gotten a game over yet. But anyway, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We're coming to the end of the week actually now. The last episode will be tomorrow's. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. I can't remember what's in tomorrow's episode, but it's going to be good. Alright, I'll see you guys then.